Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Namo Krishna,
यादवाय नमः गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन
Mukha Vasalam,
पंगुम लंगायते गिरिम यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम.
Hare Om Tat Sat.
Continuation of the compilation of Sri Krishna Chaitanya book, chapter entitled Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Nityananda Prabhu to stay in Bengal and fulfill his mission. Under the section, the Lord's attempt to go to Vrindavan. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.38.
গৌরীয় ভক্তগণের 18 নালায় আগমন সংবাদ শ্রবণে ভক্ত অভ্যর্থনা অর্থ প্রভুর গোবিন্দ হস্তে মালা প্রেরণ। 18 নালাকে আইলা গোসাই শুনিয়া 2 মালা পাঠাইলা গোবিন্দ হস্ত দিয়া।
When they all arrived at a bridge called Athara Nala, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, hearing the news of their arrival, sent 2 garlands with Govinda. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.39.
নিতাই ও অদ্বৈতের মালা পরিধান। 2 মালা গোবিন্দা 2 জনে পরাইল অদ্বৈত অবধূত গোসাই বড় সুখ পাইল।
Govinda offered the 2 garlands to Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu, and they both became very happy. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.40.
তথা হইতেই সকলের গমন মুখে নিত্য কীর্তন আরম্ভ। তাহাই আরম্ভ কইল কৃষ্ণ সংকীর্তন নাচিতে নাচিতে চলি আইলা 2 জন।
Indeed, they began chanting the holy name of Krishna on that very spot. And in this way, dancing and dancing, Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu reached Jagannath Puri.
So, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu are 2 Vishnu Tattvas.
So, Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu are 2 Vishnu Tattvas.
So they were sent to garlands and received at the Athanala bridge.
And they were sent the garlands and were received at the Atharnala bridge.
They began chanting Kirtan
So they began chanting Kirtan
and entered Jagannath Puri.
and entered Jagannath Puri. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.41.
স্বরূপ আদি দ্বারে প্রভুর পুনঃ মালা প্রেরণ। পুনঃ মালা দিয়া স্বরূপ আদি নিজ গণে আগু বাড়ি পাঠাইল সচির নন্দনে।
Then for the second time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent garlands through Swarup Damodar and other personal associates. Thus they went forward, sent by the son of Mother Sachi. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.42.
নরেন্দ্র সরোবরে মিলিয়া সকলকে মালা প্রদান। নরেন্দ্র আসিয়া তাহা সবারে মিলিলা মহাপ্রভুর দত্ত মালা সবারে পরাইলা।
When the devotees from Bengal reached Lake Narendra, Swarup Damodar and others met them and offered them the garlands given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So they learned that Sarovar,
So the Narendra Sarovar,
where Lord Jagannath does his boat festival,
is where Jagannath does his boat festival
and the Chandan Yatra.
during the Chandan Yatra.
And it's a very special place.
And it is a very special place.
So that Shadam and other associates met the devotees,
So there, Swarup Damodar and the other associates
gave all the devotees special prasad garlands
met the devotees and gave all the devotees special prasadam and garlands
sent by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
sent by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.43.
স্বয়ং সিংহদ্বারে আসিয়া সর্বভক্ত সহ প্রভুর মিলন। সিংহদ্বারে নিকটে আইলা শুনি গৌর রায়, আপনে আসিয়া প্রভু মিলিলা সবাই।
When the devotees finally reached the lion gate, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the news and personally went to meet them.
The Lion Gate is the main entrance to the Jagannath Puri temple.
The lion gate is the main entrance to the Jagannath Puri temple.
And Lord Chaitanya personally went to receive all the devotees.
And Lord Chaitanya went to receive all the devotees.
So the devotees would be very pleased to see the Lord,
So the devotees would be very pleased to see the Lord,
and the Lord was pleased to greet his devotees.
and the Lord was pleased to greet his devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.44.
জগন্নাথ দর্শন অন্তে সর্বভক্ত সহ গৃহে গমন। সভা লইয়া কইল জগন্নাথ দর্শন, সভা লইয়া আইলা পুনঃ আপন ভবন।
Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees visited Lord Jagannath. Finally, accompanied by them all, he returned to his own residence. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.45.
সকলকে বাণীনাথ ও কাশী মিশ্র আনিত প্রসাদ প্রদান। বাণীনাথ কাশী মিশ্র প্রসাদ আনিল, সহস্তে সবারে প্রভু প্রসাদ খাওয়াইল।
Vaninath Rai and Kashi Mishra then brought a large quantity of prasadam, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed it with his own hand and fed them all.
I can see how personal is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
We can see how personal is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
He distributed prasadam, Lord Jagannath prasadam, personally to all the devotees.
He distributed prasadam, Lord Jagannath prasadam, personally to all the devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.46.
প্রত্যেককে পূর্ববর্ষের অধ্যুষিত বাসস্থানাদি প্রদান। পূর্ব বৎসরে যার যেই বাসস্থান, তাহা সভা পাঠাইয়া করাইল বিশ্রাম।
In the previous year, everyone had his own particular residence, and the same residences were again offered. Thus, they all went to take rest. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.47.
ভক্তগণের প্রভু সহ পুরীতে 4 মাস অবস্থান। এই মত ভক্তগণ রহিলা 4 মাস, প্রভুর সহিত করে কীর্তন বিলাস।
For 4 continuous months, All the devotees remained there and enjoyed chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
The Jagannath Rath Yatra ends just before the 4 months of the rainy season.
The Jagannath Rath Yatra ends just before the 4 months of the rainy season.
And during the rainy season, they all remain in Jagannath Puri
So till the rainy season, they all remain in Jagannath Puri
and chanted Hare Krishna Sankirtan with Lord Chaitanya.
and they chanted Hare Krishna Sankirtan with Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.48.
রথযাত্রা কালে সকলের গুন্ডিচা মার্জন পূর্ববৎ রথযাত্রা কাল যবে আইলো সবাল আইয়া গুন্ডিচা মন্দির প্রক্ষালিল।
As in the previous year, they all washed the Gundicha temple when the time for Rath Yatra arrived. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.49.
সত্যরাজ আদির জগন্নাথকে প্রভুর আদিষ্ট পট্টরুরি প্রদান কলেন গ্রামী পট্টরুরি জগন্নাথে দিল পূর্ববৎ রথ অগ্রে নর্তন করিল।
The inhabitants of Kulinagram delivered silken ropes to Lord Jagannath, and as previously, they all danced before the Lord's car. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.50.
রথ অগ্রে নর্তনন্তে সকলে উপবনে বিশ্রাম বহু নিত্য করি পুনঃ চলিল উদ্যানে বাপি তীরে তাহা যাই করিল বিশ্রামে।
After dancing a great deal, they all went to a nearby garden and took rest beside a lake.
So they were following the same system as the previous year,
So they were following the same system as the previous year,
chanting and dancing before Lord Jagannath,
chanting and dancing before Lord Jagannath,
resting in the gardens by the side,
resting by the gardens by the side.
and this way they repeated this similar activities as the previous year.
In this way, they repeated the similar activities of the previous year. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.51.
রারীয় বিপ্র কৃষ্ণদাসের প্রভুকে অভিষেক ও প্রভুর সুখ রারি এক বিপ্র দেহ নিত্যানন্দ দাস মহাভাগ্যবান দেহ নাম কৃষ্ণ দাস।
A Brahmana named Krishnadas, who was a resident of Radha Desh and a servant of Lord Nityanandas, was a very fortunate person. Radha Desh, okay. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.52.
ঘট ভরি প্রভুর দেহ অভিষেক কইল তার অভিষেকে প্রভু মহাতৃপ্ত হইল।
It was Krishnadas who filled a great water pot and poured it over the Lord while he was taking his bath. The Lord was greatly satisfied by this. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya
So Lord Chaitanya was bathed by the fortunate Krishna Das,
So Lord Chaitanya was bathed by the fortunate Krishnadas,
and Lord Chaitanya accepted this seva.
and Lord Chaitanya accepted this seva. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.53.
সকলের বলগণ্ডী ভোগের প্রসাদ সম্মান বলগণ্ডী ভোগের বহু প্রসাদ আইল সবার সঙ্গে মহাপ্রভু প্রসাদ খাইল।
The remnants of food offered to the Lord at Balagandi then arrived in great quantity, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his devotees ate it.
The said Lord Krishna would take his lunch
Just as
with
Lord,
his cowherd friends.
just as Lord Krishna would take his lunch with his cowherd friends,
Lord Chaitanya was taking the Jagannath Prasad with all his devotees.
Lord Chaitanya was taking Jagannath's prasad with all his devotees.
And this pastime is amazing exchange.
And this pastime is an amazing exchange. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.54.
সকলের হেরা পঞ্চমী যাত্রা দর্শন। পূর্ববৎ রথযাত্রা কইল দর্শন, হেরা পঞ্চমী যাত্রা দেখে লইয়া ভক্তগণ।
As in the previous year, the Lord with all the devotees saw the Ratha Yatra festival and the Hera Panchami festival as well. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.55.
ঝড় বৃষ্টি মধ্যে প্রভুর একাকী অদ্বৈত গৃহে ভিক্ষা গ্রহণ। আচার্য গোসাই প্রভুর কইল নিমন্ত্রণ, তার মধ্যে কইল জৈসে ঝড় বরিশন।
Advaita Acharya then extended an invitation to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there was a great rainstorm connected with that incident.
And the previous year, Advaita Gosai wanted to see Lord Chaitanya alone.
In the previous year, Advaita Gosai wanted to be with Lord Chaitanya alone.
But normally, Lord Chaitanya would come with 8 or 9 sannyasis.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come with 8 or 9 sannyasis.
But there was rainstorm, and as a result, the sannyasis did not come.
But there was a rainstorm, and as a result, the sannyasis did not come.
So, in a similar way, there was rain, so that no other sannyasis could visit the house of Advaita Gosai.
In a similar way, there was rain, and no other sannyasis would visit the house of Advaita Gosai.
And Lord Chaitanya went to Advaita's house alone.
And Lord Chaitanya went to Advaita's house alone. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.56.
চৈতন্য ভাগবতে উহা বর্ণিত, বিস্তারি বর্ণিয়াছেন দাস বৃন্দাবন। শ্রীবাস প্রভুরে তবে কইল নিমন্ত্রণ।
All these episodes have been elaborately described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. Then one day, Srivas Thakur extended an invitation to the Lord.
This was described. You did this Guru Maharaj before. You did this last section.
You did this last section, Guru Maharaj.
Here he is just repeating what was discussed.
Here it is just a repetition of what was discussed.
So you say, since all the wives of the great associates
So we see, since all the wives of the great associates
had come also,
had come also,
so Malini had a chance to cook for Lord Chaitanya.
so Malini had a chance to cook for Lord Chaitanya. Oh, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.57.
মালিনী দেবীর প্রভু সেবা, প্রভু প্রিয় ব্যঞ্জন সব রান্ধেন মালিনী। ভক্তে দাসী অভিমান স্নেহেতে জননী।
The Lord's favorite vegetables were cooked by Malini Devi, the wife of Srivas Thakura. She devotedly considered herself a maid servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But in affection, she was just like a mother. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.58.
চন্দ্রশেখরের প্রভু সেবা আচার্য রত্ন আদি যথ মুখ্য ভক্তগণ মধ্যে মধ্যে প্রভুরে করেন নিমন্ত্রণ।
All the chief devotees headed by Chandrasekhara, Acharya Ratna, used to extend invitations to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu periodically. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.59.
চাতুর্মাস অন্তে নিতাই সহ গোপনে যুক্তি চাতুর্মাস অন্তে পুনঃ নিত্যানন্দে লইয়া কিবা যুক্তি করে নিত্য নিবৃত্তে বসিয়া।
At the end of the 4-month Chaturmasya period, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again consulted with Nityanand Prabhu daily in a solitary place. No one could understand what their consultation was about. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.60.
অদ্বৈতের রহস্যময়ী তর্জা পঠন আচার্য গোসাই প্রভুকে কহে ঠারে 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 ঠোরে আচার্য তর্জা পরে কেহ বুঝিতে না পারে।
Then Srila Advaita Acharya said something to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through gestures and read some poetic passages, which no one understood. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.6.
প্রভু তর্জার বক্তব্য স্বীকার করায় অদ্বৈতের আনন্দ তার মুখ দেখিয়া সে সচিরনন্দন অঙ্গীকার জানি আচার্য করেন নর্তন।
Seeing the face of Advaita Acharya, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled. Understanding that the Lord had accepted the proposal, Advaita Acharya started to dance. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.62.
গৌর ও অদ্বৈতের পরস্পর সংলাপ আদি অন্যের অবদ্ধ প্রভুর অদ্বৈতকে বিদায় দান কিবা প্রার্থনা কিবা আজ্ঞা কেহ না বুঝিল আলিঙ্গন করি প্রভু তারে বিদায় দিল।
No one knew what Advaita Acharya requested or what the Lord ordered. After embracing the Acharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade him farewell. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.63.
নিতাইকে প্রতি বর্ষে পুরীতে না আসিয়া গৌরে নাম প্রেম প্রচারার্থ আদেশ নিত্যানন্দে কহে প্রভু শোনহ শ্রীপাদ এই আমি মাগি তুমি করহ প্রসাদ।
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told Nityananda Prabhu, "Please hear me, O holy man. I now request something of you. Kindly grant my request." Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.64.
প্রতিবর্ষ নীলাচলে তুমি না আসিবা গৌরের মোর ইচ্ছা সফল করিবা।
Do not come to Jagannath Puri every year, but stay in Bengal and fulfill my desire. Then purport. The mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to spread the only medicine effective in this fallen age of Kali, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Following the orders of his mother, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was residing at Jagannath Puri when the devotees were coming to see him. However, the Lord felt that this message must be spread very elaborately in Bengal, and in his absence, there was not a second person capable of doing it. Consequently, the Lord requested Nityanand Prabhu to stay there and broadcast the message of Krishna consciousness. The Lord also entrusted a similar preaching responsibility to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Nityananda Prabhu was requested not to come every year to Jagannath Puri. Although seeing Lord Jagannath greatly benefits everyone. Does this mean that the Lord was refusing Nityananda Prabhu a fortunate opportunity? No. One who is a faithful servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must execute his order, even if one has to sacrifice going to Jagannath Puri to see Lord Jagannath there. In other words, it is a greater fortune to carry out Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order than to satisfy one's senses by seeing Lord Jagannath. Preaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult throughout the world is more important than staying in Vrindavan or Jagannath Puri for one's own personal satisfaction. Spreading Krishna consciousness is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Therefore, his sincere devotees must carry out his desire. Prithivite yatte nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar hoi vimaranam. The devotees of Lord Chaitanya must preach Krishna consciousness in every village and town in the world. That will satisfy the Lord. It is not that one should act whimsically for his own personal satisfaction. This order comes down through the parampara system, and the spiritual master presents these orders to the disciple so that he can spread the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is the duty of every disciple to carry out the order of the bona fide spiritual master and spread Lord Chaitanya's message all over the world.
So, in the long race, White John Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada
So His Divine Grace, Abhay Charan Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada
had requested that the leaders of the Krishna conscious movement spread Harinam Sankirtan all over the world.
had requested the leaders of the Krishna consciousness movement to spread the Harinam Sankirtan all over the world.
Of course, he also said they should come and meet at the Gaur Purnima festival.
Of course, he had said to come and meet at the Gaur Purnima festival.
Now it's not so difficult with the modern airplane service.
Now it's not so difficult with the modern airplane service.
It would take the devotees about 5 months, 6 months of the year to go to Jagannath Puri, spend 4 months there, and walk back.
It would take 5 to 6 months for the devotees to travel to Jagannath Puri and spend 4 months there and walk back.
Now, the members of the Governing Body Commission come to Mayapur and spend some weeks together and observe this Gaur Purnima festival.
Now the members of the Governing Body Commission come and spend few weeks in Mayapur and observe this festival.
And that way, devotees from all over the world,
And in that way, devotees from all over the world,
they are able to associate with each other
they are able to associate with each other
and see that we're one family
and see them as one family
in of Krishna consciousness,
of Krishna consciousness,
united throughout the whole world.
united throughout the whole world.
And after getting the blessing of Lord Chaitanya, they distribute this Sankirtan movement all over the world.
And after getting the blessing of Lord Chaitanya, they distribute this message all over the world.
That is the principle that was given by Lord Chaitanya to Lord Nityananda.
That was the principle that was given by Lord Chaitanya to Lord Nityananda.
So Srila Prabhupada had given us similar instructions.
So Srila Prabhupada had given us similar instructions
By spreading the Sankirtan movement around the world.
to spread the Sankirtan movement throughout the world. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.65.
নিতাইয়ের দ্বারে প্রভুর দুষ্কর কর্ম সম্পাদন, তাহা সিদ্ধি করি হেন অন্যে না দেখিয়ে, আমার দুষ্কর কর্ম তোমা হইতে হয়।
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, "You can perform a task that even I cannot do. But for you, I cannot find anyone in Gauda Desh who can fulfill my mission there." Chaitanya Charitamrita purport. Lord Chaitanya's mission is to deliver the fallen souls of this age. In this age of Kali, practically 100% of the population is fallen. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu certainly delivered many fallen souls, but his disciples mainly came from the upper classes. For example, he delivered Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and many others who were socially elevated but fallen from the spiritual point of view. Srila Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis were situated in government service, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was the topmost scholar of India. Similarly, Prakashananda Saraswati was a leader of many thousands of Mayavadi sannyasis. It was Srila Nityananda Prabhu, however, who delivered persons like Jagai and Madai. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya says, "Amara dushkara karma tuma haite hai." Jagai and Madai were delivered solely by Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. When they injured Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya became angry and decided to kill them with his Sudarshan Chakra. But Nityananda Prabhu saved them from the Lord's wrath and delivered them. In the incarnation of Gaur Nitai, the Lord is not supposed to kill demons, but is supposed to deliver them by preaching Krishna consciousness. In the case of Jagai and Madai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so angry that he would immediately kill them. But Nityananda Prabhu was so kind that he not only saved them from death, but elevated them to the transcendental position. Thus, what was not possible for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was carried out by Nityananda Prabhu. Similarly, if one is true to Gaur Nitai's service in the disciplic succession, he can even excel Nityananda Prabhu's service. This is the process of disciplic succession. Nityananda Prabhu delivered Jagai and Madai, but a servant of Nityananda Prabhu, by his grace, can deliver many thousands of Jagais and Madais. That is the special benediction of the disciplic succession. One who is situated in the disciplic succession can be understood by the result of his activities. This is always true as far as the activities of the Lord and his devotees are concerned. Therefore, Lord Shiva says, "Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam." Of all types of worship, worship of Lord Vishnu is the best. And better than the worship of Lord Vishnu is the worship of his devotee, the Vaishnava. Padma Puran. By the grace of Vishnu, a Vaishnava can render better service than Vishnu. That is the special prerogative of a Vaishnava. The Lord actually wants to see his servants work more gloriously than himself. For instance, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Sri Krishna provoked Arjuna to fight because all the warriors on the battlefield were to die by Krishna's plan. Krishna himself did not want to take credit. Rather, he wanted Arjuna to take credit. Therefore, he asked him to fight and win fame. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. Bhagavad Gita 11.33. Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead gives credit to a devotee who performs any heavy task perfectly. Hanumanji or Vajrangaji, the servant of Lord Ramachandra, serves as another example. It was Hanumanji who jumped over the sea in one leap and reached the shore of Lanka from the shore of Bharatavarsha. When Lord Ramachandra chose to go there, he paved the way with stones. Although by his will, the stones were able to float on the sea. If we simply follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions and follow in the footsteps of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, This Krishna consciousness movement can advance, and even more difficult tasks can be performed by the preachers remaining faithful to the service of the Lord.
So here, so Prabhupada indicated that
So here Srila Prabhupada indicated that
by following the instructions of Guru and Gauranga,
by following the instructions of Guru and Gauranga,
one can perform amazing feats.
one can perform amazing feats.
And as Prabhupada went around the world and delivered many fallen
And
souls,
Prabhupada went around the world and delivered many fallen souls.
he wanted his followers to also do the same,
He wanted his followers to also do the same,
to deliver people to chanting the Hare Krishna Sankirtan.
to deliver the people to chant the Hare Krishna Sankirtan.
And this way, by people being Krishna conscious, the world can become peaceful and
In this way,
glorious.
by the people being Krishna conscious, the world can become peaceful and glorious. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.66.
মহাপ্রভুর ভক্ত প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ নিত্যানন্দ কহে আমি দেহ তুমি প্রাণ দেহ প্রাণ ভিন্ন নহে এই তো প্রমাণ
Nityananda Prabhu replied, O Lord, you are the life and I am the body. There is no difference between the body and life itself. But life is more important than the body. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 16.67.
অচিন্ত শক্তে কর তুমি তাহার ঘটন যে করাহ সেই করি নাহিক নিয়ম
By your inconceivable energy, you can do whatever you like. And whatever you make me do, I do without restriction. Purport. As stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. Lord Brahma is the first living creature within this universe. And he is also the creator of this universe. How is this possible? Although he is the first living entity, Lord Brahma is not in the category of Vishnu Tattva. Rather, he is part of the Jiva Tattva. Nonetheless, by the grace of the Lord, who instructed him through the heart, Tene Brahma Hrida, Lord Brahma could create a huge universe. Those who are actually pure devotees of the Lord are instructed by the Lord through the heart, where the Lord is always situated. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. If he follows the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the living entity, even though an insignificant creature, can perform the most difficult tasks by the Lord's grace. Lord Krishna confirms this in the Bhagavad Gita 10.10. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Everything is possible for a pure devotee because he acts under the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Through his inconceivable energy, a pure devotee can perform tasks that are supposed to be very, very difficult. He can perform tasks not even previously performed by the Lord himself. Therefore, Nityananda Prabhu told Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ye karaha se kari nahika niyama. I do not know by what regulative principles I am carrying out this wonderful work. But I know for certain that I will do whatever you desire. Although the Lord wants to give all credit to his devotee, the devotee himself never takes credit, for he acts only under the Lord's direction. Consequently, all credit goes to the Lord. This is the nature of the relationship between the Lord and his devotee. The Lord wants to give all credit to his servant, but the servant does not take any credit, for he knows that everything is carried out by the Lord.
So, Lord Chaitanya distributed Krishna consciousness
So Lord Chaitanya distributed Krishna consciousness
throughout the Indian continent, South continent,
throughout the Indian continent, South continent.
but he predicted that he would send his Senapati Bhakta,
But he predicted that he would send his Senapati Bhakta,
who would take the message all over the world.
who take the message all over the world.
So his divine grace, Abhayachan Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada,
So His Divine Grace Abhaycharan Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada
carried the message throughout the world.
carried the message throughout the world.
He had requested his followers to continue with where he left off.
And he continued requested his followers to continue from where he left off
And to distribute Krishna consciousness to every town and village of the world.
and to distribute Krishna consciousness to every town and village of the world.
This is normally not possible, but by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, everything is possible.
This is not possible, but by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, it has become possible. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 16.68.
নিতাই ও অন্যান্য সকল ভক্তকেই বিদায় দান। তারে বিদায় দিল প্রভু করি আলিঙ্গন, এই মতো বিদায় দিল সব ভক্তগণ।
In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Nityananda Prabhu and bade him farewell. He then bade farewell to all the other devotees.
Lord Chaitanya, he was very affectionate to all his devotees,
Lord Chaitanya, he was very affectionate to all his devotees.
and he requested all of them. He bid them farewell, and this way he showed his extreme loving affection for everyone.
He requested all of them and he bid them farewell, and by this way he showed his extreme affection for all of them. Thus ends the chapter entitled Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Nityananda Prabhu to stay in Bengal and fulfill his mission. Under the section, the Lord's attempt to go to Vrindavan, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj will be back after a short break of few minutes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we have
What are you going to say? Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we have the following GMVT members participated in the pastime of book distribution and received benefits. Pavan Ramanath Sharma from Vijayawada, 1 Bhagavad Gita. Golokesh Prasad Das and team from Assam, 7 Bhagavad Gita. Jia Jain for her birthday from America, 6 Bhagavad Gita. Saravana Bhagawan from Bangalore, 5,000 rupees for Srila Guru Maharaj Seva. Overall, today Srila Guru Maharaj has distributed 14 Maha Big Books. Hari Hari Bol. On behalf of each of these GMVT member, on every Ekadasi, a special puja is being conducted in Sridham Mayapur. These wonderful devotees are also getting a special Nrsimha Puja in a few hours from now in Sridham Mayapur. Please, all of you, also bless them by calling out loudly after me, Nitai Gauranga. Even if it is for a single Bhagavad Gita, the virtual table is thankfully looking forward to receive your WhatsApp message 24 hours both day and night at +9194 34760 I repeat, +9194 34760 Also, these are the devotees we have to pray for today. And also we are requesting all other devotees also to stay safe and follow all the protocols in order to avoid you from getting infected by this coronavirus. Okay. Let us all pray from Mayapur for Her Grace Pranvallabi Mataji, who passed away due to COVID. If it is pleases Lord Krishna to protect the devotees all over the world affected by corona, please chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Second, right? Yes, second. Haridas is there. Haridas, can you come and stand there? All right.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Gaurangi Mataji. Guru Maharaj is blessing you, wishing you a wonderful happy birthday.
Haribol.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Matirastu.
Nirmatirastu. Please say something. Hare Krishna, Janmadina Subhakankshalu.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Dandavats Pranam.
Dandavats. Please
Hare
bless her, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Bless.
Guru Maharaj is blessing her.
Krishna Mataso.
Krishna Matirastu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Okay, 25th wedding anniversary of Siva Pragasam Prabhu from Sri Lanka and Vijay Kumari Mataji from Sri Lanka. Please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, these are my parents celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary. Our father's name is Siva Prakasam, mother's name is Vijay Kumari. Guru Maharaj, please kindly bless us so all of us take to Krishna conscious and devote ourselves completely in your divine lotus feet service and we become ready for initiation from you.
Requesting kindly bless them so that they can take up Krishna
Please accept
consciousness
these
very
offerings,
seriously.
watermelon
And they can take it.
and orange, dear Guru Maharaj.
Thank you for the wonderful offering.
Krishna Mataso.
Krishna Matirastu. Hare Krishna.
Yesterday was the Buddha Purnima.
Yesterday was the Buddha Purnima in Sri Lanka. Right?
Special blessing.
I give you my special blessings. Hare Krishna. What is your name, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances. Guru Maharaj, this is my mother Mithila Mahalakshmi Devi Dasi and my father Dhanashekharan Prabhu. They are celebrating wedding anniversary, Guru Maharaj. Please bless us, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Always serve your lotus feet, Guru Maharaj.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Mataso.
Krishna Matirastu. Mataji's
Thank
name
you,
is
Guru Maharaj. Mithila Mahalakshmi Devi Dasi. Mithila Mahalakshmi Devi.
and Dhanasekaran Prabhu.
Dhanashekharan.
Okay, good.
Hello.
Okay,
Thank
Hare
you, Guru
Krishna.
Maharaj. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Mona, Tina, and Kusum. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Mona Mataji. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Where is Tina Mataji and Oh, Tina Mataji is there. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Pramida Mataji and Bhaskar Prabhu. Guru Maharaj is blessing both of you. Thank you very much for joining. Amul, Lilisha, and Naveen. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Dinashrestha Mataji, Ayush and Ayusha, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, Hare Krishna. Ranjini Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Pratap Mai Nitai Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Wow, Jagannath. Sangeet Priya Madhvi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Where is your son and daughter? Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Thank you very much for joining. Sujana Lakshmikant Mataji, Tirtha Prabhu and Rudra, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Ujjwal Lakshmi Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Utkarshini Simantini Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Veena Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Vijay Ramavaram Prabhu, Bhagunara Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, Lalita Guru Maharaj, first guest from France, joining Chaitanya Leela class.
Wow.
Wow, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj. What's that, Guru Maharaj? Komotalibu. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Ishani Mataji, Hare Krishna. Prem Prakash Gaur Prabhu, where is Aradhya? Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Alka Patel, Alka Mataji and Dhruva Patel Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing both of you. Thank you very much for joining. Malya, Yashashwini, Krishna Priya, Rajendra Nagulapalli, Hare Krishna. Blessings to all of you. Hare Krishna, Yashashwini. Oh, second time special blessings. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Aravinda Krishna Prabhu and Yamuneshwari Mataji, Hari Bol. They are having tomato rice, raita and mango. Hari Bol, South Indian Prasad. Mayapur Ishwari Lakshmi Priya Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Meeta and Siddhi Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Shukdev Prabhu, Nirmaya Arya Mataji, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Where is Nirmaya? Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Swati Mataji, Hare Krishna. Dear Srila Guru Maharaj, please accept respectful. Today we are starting a first online outreach program in Dublin, Ireland by your mercy, seeking your blessings. Thank you.
Blessings, Krishna Matirasu.
Blessings, Krishnir Matirastu. Vimalangi Sundari Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishnir Matirastu. Anuradha Achut Priya Mataji, Rasaraja Narsimha Prabhu, Devika and Dishika. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Aravinda Krishna Prabhu, tomato rice was so delicious. We came back again. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Rasarnama Gaura Prabhu, Vijay Brajalakshmi Mataji, blessings to both of you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna, Ganesha Nitai Prabhu, thank you for the mango lassi. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Aryan Sai Tamal, Krishna Manjula and Shrikant, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Rukmini Ramana Prabhu from Colombia, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Okay. Yes.
Are you okay to Bangladesh?
Oh, they already gone to US,
Huh?
South America, Guru Maharaj.
What?
I don't know. They started. Okay, Rukmini Ramana Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Kolavecha Sridhar Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's a big car.
Yeah, be careful, Prabhu. You are driving, be careful. Okay, Indira Jano Mataji, thank you for the plain paratha. Hare Krishna. Oh, Bajirupi Mataji, ¿cómo estás? Bendiciones de Guru Maharaja. Gracias por unirte. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Shri Nam Radha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining.
Krishna Matirasu.
Krishnir Matirastu. Hare Krishna. PRAH. Hare Krishna. Okay. Shri Nam Radha Mataji. Hare Krishna, Praladeshwar Prabhu. I would like to ask forgiveness from you. I have said Krishna Remi few times wrongly connecting to you. I'm very sorry for that. I didn't knew it, but we'll make sure that it will not happen to you, Hare Krishna. It will not happen next time.
Thank you for the prayers.
Thank you for the prayers, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So I'm very sorry, Prabhu, for the mistake. Hare Krishna. Leela Mai Gorangi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bendiciones de Guru Maharaja. Guru Maharaj, Gaur Nitai. Gopa Gopika Mataji, ¿cómo estás? Hari Bol. Oh, she's drawing Nitai Gauranga, Guru Maharaj. Big art of Nitai Gauranga. We're not able to see, I'm able to see Mahaprabhu's face. No, not able to, I mean the drawing. Maybe once it is completed, it will be more visible, I think so. Yeah, still drawing Guru Maharaj, ongoing process. Hi, but I can see Mahaprabhu's face, so beautiful. Ishwar Parameshwar Prabhu, Medini Mataji, gracias por su excelente Mahaprasad. Hare Krishna. Pushpa Gopal Prabhu, ¿cómo estás? Bendiciones de Guru Maharaja, gracias por unirte. Paneshwari Lakshmi Mataji, Bagunara. Guru Maharaj wants to go to Bangladesh. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Rishikesh Parth and Kalindi. Okay, they need your blessings for preaching, Srila Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj's blessing. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Okay, A.T. Mujumdar Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bola Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shankar Chakrabarti Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Anadi Vishwambar Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Anandini Viraja Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Anubhav Paul Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Damayanti Sudaksha. Damayanti Sudaksha Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Antari Vipoti and Meeta Paul, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Gopabandhu, Jagatpriya and Purnima, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Kanta, Kanan and Vijaya, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you for the pasta. Krishna Devi. Krishna Devi Mataji, Guru Maharaj apnake आशीर्वाद करेছেন. Okay. Second time special blessings. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. We are in next. We should start from Leela Priya Malini. Manimayi Lalita Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Milton Chaudhary Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Partha Dar Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sarva Lokeshwar Govinda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shatabdi Gupta Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna. Shyam Murali Prabhu, Shri Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shamik Roy Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you for the wonderful offering. Shravani Roy Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sucharita Lalita Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Tirthi Roy Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Vijaya Chitralekha Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Jai Mitra Arjun Das Sumohan, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Neelamai Manorama Mohini from Naukali, Shoki Mataji from Naukali, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Urmi Paul Mataji, thank you for the mango milkshake, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Pranapriya Radhika Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Purnima Saha Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ratna Malini Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Mithila Mahalakshmi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Soumya Yashoda Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. That drawing of Guru Maharaj behind you is from Malaysia, Bukit Mertaja. Vaijayanti Saki Mataji and Bhakta Vatsal Nitai Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna. Not the picture of Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the wonderful offering. Monisha Dev Mataji, thank you for the mango and lychee, Guru Maharaj. Yellow and red. Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Prabhu. Mithila Mahalakshmi Mataji, thank you for the vada and payasam. Hare Krishna, third time. Hare Krishna. Vada and payasam, Guru Maharaj.
Are you still wrong with that?
Yes, yes, Shri Guru Maharaj.
Kashadesh.
After Bangladesh, Kashadesh. After Bangladesh, Kashadesh, Prabhu. Meenakshi Radhika Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Meeta Rani Paul Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Mayuri Rebati Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Meeta. Banamalini Induleka Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. What is your son's name? Okay, Srinivas and Ratnavali Mataji and Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bhagya Smriti Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Sudamai Janava Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ramananda Nimai Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Urmila Das Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Joita Bishas Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Maha Bhavamayi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. So many devotees. Okay. Malini Kripa Mataji, Ni Hama, Sesheni for joining. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Prahlad Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Sesheni for the wonderful offering. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Yoji Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you for the sweet corn. Chaitya Guru Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Charu Madhavi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Jaya Patma Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Rasarati Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shesheni for joining. Tungabhadra Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Nice cherries, Guru Maharaj. Red. Jashoda Patma Mataji, wow, thank you for the pancakes. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna. Jogapriya Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna. Kashadesh is done, Guru Maharaj. Kashadesh is done. Russia.
Аватара Хари Прабху из Дамаяни Туласи Матаджи. Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо, что присоединились. Гаурапад Прабху, Хари Кришна. Спасибо, что присоединились. Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Аударья Лила Матаджи, Джиганак Ачари Прабху, Хари Кришна. Спасибо за Пушпанджали и огонек. Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Руби Матаджи, Хари Кришна. Спасибо за чудесное подношение. Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Макрешвари Матаджи Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо за ваше подношение. Мантраны Дини Матаджи Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо за ваше подношение. Рада Рупа Матаджи. Второй раз благословение. Хари Кришна. Эко-премия Кешави Матаджи Вайкунха Хари Прабху Хари Кришна. Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо за ваше подношение. Дишакти Матаджи Хари Кришна, спасибо за ваше подношение. Гуру Махарадж благословляет ваш. Локапалик Матаджи, спасибо. Гуру Махарадж благословляет ваш. Силварн Гопи Матаджи, Лакшми Матаджи Хари Кришна, спасибо за ваше подношение. Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо за чудесный рисунок на Симхадева.
Russia is done, Guru Maharaj. USA. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Hare Krishna from Reading. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna, Induleka Karuna Mataji, Aval and Palamburi. Oh, this is Kerala special, Palamburi. Anjana Gopika Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Sivapriya Subramaniam Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Chaya Mataji and Balaji Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing both of you. Thank you very much for joining. Nitai, Maithili, Haridas, thank you for the Mysore Bonda. Wow, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Prema Priya Padma Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Sudarshan, Hare Krishna. Wow, Adirasam. Adirasam is the sweet they offer for Lord Ranganath, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Hari Bol, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. So Sevini Guru Gauranga Mataji, Idli Chutney, okay, thank you very much for the wonderful offering. Taruni Radha Mataji and Gaura Hari, thank you for the Bisibilla bath and garden flowers. Hari Bol, Rupa Raghunandan Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hari Bol. Okay, Rupa Raghunandan Mataji, second time special blessings. Bala Vrinda and Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Bala Chandar Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Vasavi Mataji, thank you for the almond pancakes. Almond pancakes, Guru Maharaj. Keto. Mitra Vinda Mamata Mai Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhu, long time we didn't see you. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Bhavana and Praveen, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Please bless us to install Gaur-Nitai deities. Hare Krishna. From Philadelphia, Harini, Seshapati, Govinda Prabhu, Sri Radhe, Shavani Mataji, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Vaijayanti Lalita Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Krishna Namananda Prabhu, thank you for the garden rose and strawberry and blueberry. Hari Bol. Radha Sham. Vraja Vinod Damodar Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Lalitangi Radha Mataji, Sevananda Chaitanya Prabhu, Pav Bhaji, Pulao and Raita, Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya, okay. Shamla Gopika Mataji, Surananda Madhav Prabhu, thank you for the strawberry shake. Hare Krishna, I have completed my Bhakti Shastri. Thank you. Congratulations, Mataji. Varuni Balaipriya Mataji, Uttapam, chutney, chana curry and millet. Okay, Columbus. Okay, from Columbus, Ujjwal Nitai and Deeptiman, what they have made? Ants on a log. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Shanti and Umai, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Barsana Chitra Mataji, Janeshwar Gauranga Prabhu, sandwiches, mangoes, Hare Krishna. Shrima Srihari, Induja Urjeshwari Radha Mataji and Sivakumar Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Valli Priya Mayappan Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing for you. Satyaraj Govinda Prabhu, Achyut Presi Tulsi Mataji, thank you for the sweet paniyaram, Hare Krishna. Aspashina Govinda Prabhu, where were you yesterday? We didn't see you yesterday. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining.
What?
Yeah, Jayanti Mala Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Divyangi Lalita Mataji, Hare Krishna, thank you for the wonderful offering. Where is Prem Vikas Prabhu? Tapta Hema Gaur Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, next. Canada done. We told Canada check Prabhu.
One Mataji is there. Vijaya Vaijayanti Mataji.
Vaijayanti Mataji and Lalitangi Mataji, they're from Canada, but they came in USA.
Yeah, they put USA because Canada can. I told them to put US. Sorry. Okay, tell me Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Vishwanathan Prabhu from Sri Lanka, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Suguna Rangadevi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Raghu Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Okay. Shiv Pragasam Prabhu, second time special blessings, Hare Krishna.
Say this year. Like they are having
Yeah. Sri Lanka done Guru Maharaj. Huh? Middle East. Okay. Hare Krishna. Ankit Parekh Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Janvi Gaurpriya Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Lata Ashwani Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Rangadevi Gopika Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shamasmita Mataji, thank you for the rose milk. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Devaki Nandan Kripa Prabhu, Hare Krishna, thank you for the sweet melon. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sandhya Vasudev Vinod Brinda, thank you for the sweet adai. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna. Jai Raseshwari Mataji, blueberry frozen yogurt. Wow. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna. Jayantika Mataji, thank you for the dates. Srila Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Tapta Kanchan Madhavi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Soumya Yashoda Mataji, Hari Bol, second time. Hare Krishna. That picture of Guru Maharaj from Malaysia. Vaijayanti Saki Mataji, Bhakta Vatsal Nitai Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Suhasini Gaurangi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you from Anantananda Desh. Krishna Mukunda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ekanishta Lakshmi Priya Mataji and Radha, blessings to both of you. Thank you very much for joining. Sharada Brajeshri Mataji, Ratneshwari Basudha Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shilpi Chaudhary Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Champak Lata Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Mukhya Madhavi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna, Vrindavan Sundari Mataji, Tarima Kase for the mango cake. Mango cake, Guru Maharaj. Bhavya Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shiromani Nandarani Mataji, Srila Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Satvika Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Tejashwini Rukmini Mataji is there? We missed. Hare Krishna, Diya Mataji and Tejashwini Rukmini Mataji came show. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hari Bol. Guru Maharaj is dosa and sambar. Wow. Sandhya Vasudev, Vinod and Vrinda. Okay, second time. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sunaina Sudevi Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Jayashri Mataji, Hare Krishna, Sudevi Jayashri Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. K. Rani Mataji, thank you for the masal dosa. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ashwini Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Divya Shakti Mataji, thank you for the papaya, strawberry and fruits. Guru Maharaj is blessing you from South Africa. Hare Krishna. Penny. Anyone else from Africa? Haribol, Bharati Revati Mataji. I think they are in the same house, Guru Maharaj, but they within the house they sit in different locations and they log in like that. No one else is there, Guru Maharaj, from South Africa. Okay, Sharbha Lokeshwar Govinda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. ¿Cómo estás? Krishna Sevani Radha Mataji, Prabhupada's Galan Shila Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Haribol. This rose. Gracias. Hare Krishna Pitambar Gaur Hari Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Where is he from? Bangladesh. Okay. Hare Krishna. Supriya Mataji, urgent prayers.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, please show the prayers. What is the prayers? Please unmute Mataji. Please unmute Mataji.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj. From last few months, from 2-3 months, I'm very emotionally depressed as my marriage has been cancelled with one of a devotee. But I don't know what was the reason, but the circumstances and situations comes up that it got cancelled because of family parents issue. But both were devotees and it was very hurtful for me deep. I request to pray for me to get a good devotee husband, rather him or someone else. I request.
Mataji, we couldn't hear you properly. For past?
No, better.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. From past few months, I'm going in a very difficult situation, very emotional, depressed, as my marriage has been cancelled up due to some family issue as parents, as they were not ready, and the circumstance situations came up, and I don't know who
we'll
the
tell to Guru
future
Maharaj.
devotee husband, but I pray that I should get a good devotee husband.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. Okay, Guru Maharaj.
I don't know whether who will be my husband, whether that
Okay,
boy or other.
okay. We'll say it to Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, she's saying her marriage got cancelled, so she's feeling depressed because of some family issues. The marriage got cancelled. Now she's asking for your blessing so that she can get a devotee husband.
Krishna
Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Nirmala Kamala Mataji, Tustan Andaraj Prabhu and Sanjeev Prabhu, thank you for the masala dosa and sambar.
9 o'clock. Yeah, done.
Guru Maharaj, it's 9 now.
India.
Oh, India.
Europe.
Other places of Europe. Hare Krishna, Narayanan Prabhu and Tapashwini Yashoda Mataji. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Rice, sambar, sabji, papad, rasam and chips. Hare Krishna. Hari Vaishnavi Mataji and Lavanya Mai Induleka Mataji. Guru Maharaj is blessing. Sevale, red banana, yes. Nityashri Mataji, peri peri sauce pasta, Hare Krishna. Shri Gauranga Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the mango. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Mo Saha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Padmanabh Prabhu, happy Chandan Yatra, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Aarti, Pranay and Aditi, Hare Krishna. Blessings to all of you. Where is Srinivasan Prabhu? Birthday of Baladaini Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hari Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Guru Maharaj is blessing you.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Today is our Siksha Guru's birthday. Please bless our Mataji. She guides us in every step, Guru Maharaj. Because of her only we could connect to you. Please bless us, Guru Maharaj.
Because of that Mataji, they were able to connect to you, Guru Maharaj. Their Siksha Guru, her name is Baladaini Mataji. Blessings to her, Krishna Matirastu. Haribol, second time, special blessings. Pranay, how are you? Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Jamuna Priya Mataji, Gurunatha Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the Rava Laddu. Shanta Gopi Mataji and Brajeshwar Gauranga Prabhu, Natu Matupal. Oh, village cow's milk. Gaur Priya Sachi Mata Mataji, Vijay Venudari Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Arati and Nitai, thank you for the Dahi Vada. Guru Maharaj is blessing you, Hare Krishna. Krishna Varuna Murti Prabhu, Jogini Yamuna Mata and Chandra Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Arti and Nitai, okay, second time special blessings, Hare Krishna. Oh, Srinivasan Prabhu, we just came for you second time, Hare Krishna. Third time we came actually. Bhupal, Bhavana Mataji and Vyas Prabhu, Hare Krishna, blessings to both of you. Ram Kannai Matresh Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Devendra Madhav Prabhu from Rajasthan. Where is Dal Bati Churma? Shripati Ram Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining from Turayur. Harshita Sharma Mataji, thank you for the melon. Kairava Chandrika Mate, Geeteshwar Vishnupriya Mate, wow, thank you for the winter melon. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Honeydew, I think so. Okay, Shushmita Mataji, thank you for the fried raw bananas. Hare Krishna. Arvind Daksha Govinda Prabhu, Matar Paneer, Tandoori Roti. Hare Krishna. Oh, Golopriya Mataji did it. Hare Krishna, Tandoori Roti. Hare Krishna. Saki and Snigdhamayi, Hare Krishna. 7 types of idlis. Guru Maharaj, 7 types of idlis. Chili, I can't read that. Wow, this is like 3rd time. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you.
I like
Dahi vada. Yeah, I like dahi vada. Hare Krishna. Oh, Parapu vada. This is masal vada. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the wonderful offering. Wow. After the parents, the daughter came. Janani Mataji and Anand Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Kaushik Prabhu and Gautam Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Blessings to both of you. Koti Shashi Goranga Prabhu. Thank you for the mango. Shila Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Navakishora Govinda Prabhu, Gajendra Murthy, Radha, Varadeshwari Mataji, Hare Krishna. Prema Priya Radhika Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Revati Sandil Kumar Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Santushta Govinda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Radha Padavi Mataji, Shila Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Tanvi Banu Mataji, Temple Mahaprasadam, red bananas again, Shila Guru Maharaj. Damodar Priya Mataji, how are your parents? Good, recovering, very good, very nice. Okay, Shankar Shan from Guntur and his sister. Brother, okay, sorry. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Gopi Krishnan and Prabhavi Gopi. Beyond Bondage, that's a book of Srila Guru Maharaj. Akhil Prabhu, thank you for the veg pulao and mango milkshake. Wonderful prasadam. Kanya Gaurangi Mataji, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Kripa Sindhu, Raghunath Prabhu, Hare Krishna, where is your son? Long time we didn't see him. Lakshmi Radha Mataji, Nanda Kishore Prabhu, Saumya Radhika Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Okay, from Kochi, Hari Vishnupriya, Pramod, Aswati and Sati. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining it. Vrinda Mataji from Sridham Mayapur, Srila Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Vrinda Mataji from Kolkata, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sudhamai Chitra Mataji, Srila Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Nidhi and Ramesh, where is Kushi Mataji? Okay, Prema Vinodini. Prema Vinodini, Lalita Saki Mataji, Srila Guru Maharaj is blessing. What's that, Guru Maharaj?
Preeti.
Oh, okay, Preeti. Okay, yeah. Puja Mataji, thank you for the dosa and sambar. Oh, today I think it's a dosa day, Srila Guru Maharaj. Many dosas were there today. Purna Mataji, Deepshika Mataji, Deepu Mataji, Prabhu. Thank you for the lychees and mangoes. Hare Krishna. Oh, Pune, Bhaktiananda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj, that is Vrind. Haribol, Datta Prakash Prabhu, Raseshwari Susevini Mataji. We didn't see you yesterday, Mataji. Okay, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Saloni Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shyam Sundar Srinivas Prabhu, Hemavati Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Niranjan, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shweta Saha Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Stuti Priya Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Oh, this is Vrindavan's Mahaprasadam, Guru Maharaj, Lord Balram's chadar. They offered this on, I think so, one of the flower dress. Akshay Tritiya. From Akshay Tritiya, I think this is nuts, right?
Yeah, there is a devotee from Vrindavan who came here. He is Jagdish Chaitanya Prabhu Brahmachari. He has got it for, yeah.
Wow. Very nice.
Krishna.
Krishna. Nitai Gaur, Radhesham, Jai Krishna Balaram. Hare Krishna.
Nitai's mercy, right? Many devotees.
By Nitai's mercy, you can make many devotees. Rajkumari Niranjan. Okay, second time we came. Shweta Saha, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sunirmala Vishaka Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shushmita Paul Mataji, Srila Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ravi Janardhan Prabhu. Wait, Ravi Janardhan Prabhu. Couldn't see him.
What's that?
Ravi Janardhan Prabhu, how are you doing, Prabhu? Good. Okay, blessings to both of you. Hare Krishna. Gokula Gorangi Mataji.
Krishna just
Krishna Matirastu. Gokula Gorangi. Hare Krishna. Gokula Gorangi Mataji Enganende. Oh, Padmanabha Swamis, what is that? Please unmute yourself.
Padmanabha Swami Mahaprasad Vastra dress.
Dress of Padmanabha Swami Guru Maharaj, Ananta Padmanabha.
Very nice.
Very nice. Guru Maharaj installed the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya there, right, Srila Guru Maharaj, in Trivandrum. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Okay, this is second time. Hare Krishna. Lipika Mataji, Hare Krishna. Okay, Guru Maharaj, this is Lalita Madhav Premi Mataji and Lalita Nandan Madhav Prabhu. Okay, Kerala Jackfruit, then Chakkapalam, I think so. Leela Krishna Charan, thank you for the dry blueberries. Hare Krishna. Akshay Swaminathan Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Pani Sevika Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Charan, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Radha Devi Mata and Gaur Hari, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ujjwal Sumantra Gopi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ujjwal Prema Bhakti Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Banking Govinda Prabhu from Chennai, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Anju Mataji from Bangalore, Guru Maharaj is blessing you.
Held it backwards.
Oh, okay, it was backwards. Okay. Ananda Vishaka Mataji from Bombay, Jai Radha Gopinath, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Pran Sakhi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ranchur Govinda, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Total family got tested COVID positive. Hare Krishna. The whole family got tested COVID positive, Guru Maharaj. From Tirupati there.
I'll take that medicine the Bhaktivedanta Hospital.
Medicine from Bhaktivedanta Hospital. Ayurvedic medicine?
No.
Okay.
Bhaktivedanta.
Yeah. Ayurvedic medicine from the Bhaktivedanta Hospital. Okay. So, Prabhu, Sri Hari Namamrita Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is saying to take the Ayu Cure medicine from Bhaktivedanta Hospital. So, you can take that. They say it's good. Okay.
శ్రీ హరినామామృత ప్రభు గురు మహారాజ్ చెప్తున్నారు మీకు భక్తి వేదాంత హాస్పిటల్ ముంబై ఉన్నది వాళ్ళు ఒక మెడిసిన్ తయారు చేశారనమాట అదేంటంటే ఆయుర్ కోర్ అని చెప్పేసి అమెజాన్ లో కూడా దొరుకుతుంది అది పనిచేస్తుంది మంచిగా అని చెప్పారు సో దాన్ని యూజ్ చేయండి మీరు తొందరగా రికవర్ అవుతారు వైరస్ నుంచి
Hare Krishna, Rasika Ratika Mataji. Oh, she's showing you Ayukor. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Okay, Jamuna Jeevani Radha Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you.
Hello.
Hari Bol. Anandini Sita Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Anuradha Guru Sevani Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sarva Mangala Janava Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sasimukhi Madhava Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Lakshmana Rani Mataji, Venugopal Karuna Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you for the noodles. Hare Krishna. Jamuna Priya Mataji, Sasimukhi Madhavi Mataji, Jamuna Priya Mataji.
We are visiting again, same.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, you have completed everyone today, Guru Maharaj.
Alright.
From Assam.
Country.
Huh?
What country?
Any other country? We think mostly we have completed, Guru Maharaj.
So now we had the Yash cyclone in eastern India.
So now we had the Yash cyclone in the eastern India.
In the third canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
In the third canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
When Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu took birth.
When Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu they took birth.
That time there was a storm.
That time there was a storm.
How they say when there's cyclones, demons are getting born.
So they say that during the cyclones, the demons are getting
Born.
Demons are born.
So we hope that all the devotees will produce Krishna conscious children
We hope that all the devotees will produce Krishna conscious children.
from the Garbhadam samskara at the right time.
We should perform the Garbhadana samskara at the right time.
And we need devotee children,
And we need devotee children,
not the plenty of demons.
not demons.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Blessings to all of you. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.